God says, "Your mother who is now with me in heaven has been pleading again and again to deliver one last message to you. She has pressed her hands against the gates of heaven again and again, asking for just this one moment to reach you. She has seen the slow heaviness in your days, the long quiet in your nights, and the way your heart breaks silently where no one can see. She knows the weight you carry, the memories you push down, and the questions you never say out loud. And today she could no longer stay silent. She begged for this final doorway to open before time closes it forever. She wants you to understand something deeper than simple words, a truth your heart has needed for years. She remembers everything, the child who searched her eyes for comfort, the tiny fingers that wrapped around hers whenever the world felt too big, the innocent trust you carried in your smile. She never stopped seeing that version of you, even when life made you feel older and heavier inside. And though she didn't always say everything you needed to hear, she wants you to know now, she sees you more clearly than ever. She has watched every tear you shed for her, nothing slipped past heaven. I gathered each one like precious drops because they came from love. And she wants you to release the burden you've been holding on your shoulders, the guilt, the regret, the "I should have said more," the "I wish I had done better." She isn't holding any of that. She forgives every silence, every distance, every imperfect moment. What you think was broken has already been healed from where she stands. She has never stopped praying for you. Even here her love has grown wider and deeper. When you feel a sudden calm for no reason, when a memory of her appears out of nowhere, when a dream feels too real to ignore, that was her. She has been trying to reach you in 100 gentle ways, hoping you'd notice, hoping you'd understand she is still near. And now she wants you to listen carefully because what she has to say goes far beyond remembering the past. Your mother has watched the battles you fight that no one else knows about. She has seen you question yourself, doubt your strength, and wonder why life keeps testing you. She has asked me to clear the path in front of you, to push away the wrong people, to shield you from hidden dangers, and to lift the heaviness that has tried to settle in your spirit. Her prayers rise here like a steady fire, and I have heard every one of them. Her tears have not fallen for nothing. You may feel lost, but I am not lost. I have stayed beside you, even on the days when you felt like you were wandering without direction. The bond between you and your mother is something even the grave cannot cut. She wants you to stop carrying the fear of the future, the guilt of the past, and the belief that you are walking alone. You are not alone, you have never been alone. She knows how life tried to dim your courage, but I am breathing new strength into you. When tomorrow comes, something will feel lighter, different, clearer. Not because everything magically changed overnight, but because this message opens a door inside you that has been locked for too long. She has waited a long time for this window, and it will not stay open forever. This is not a coincidence. You are not hearing this by chance. This moment was chosen because your spirit is finally ready to hold what she has been trying to say. She wants you to know that the dreams you thought were over are not over. The relationships you thought were ruined can be healed. The parts of you that feel tired and hidden are coming back to life. Her last words to me before I brought her home were about you. She asked me to protect you from storms you never saw coming. She asked me to remind you of the light inside you, the one you sometimes forget when the world becomes too loud. She asked me to send a message when you needed it most, a message that would touch you deeply enough to loosen the knots you've been carrying in your chest. You have carried the pain of her absence like a heavy stone, pretending to be strong even when your heart trembled. She saw every moment, those sudden waves of sadness, the nights when her name made your eyes fill, the times you felt a strange ache you couldn't explain, she saw all of it. And she asked me again and again if she could comfort you one more time. I said yes, because the time has finally come. She wants you to know she forgives all of it, the misunderstandings, the moments that fell apart, the words you wish you had said and the ones you wish you hadn't. Nothing changed her love for you, nothing ever will. And now this is what she leaves you with. Your story is not ending in sorrow, your life is not defined by loss, you are stepping into the very path she hoped you would one day walk, the path where peace returns to your mind, where light sits gently on your shoulders, where hope finds you again. She is watching, loving, guiding and smiling with a heart free of pain. And she is grateful that you opened your heart in this moment on this day before this final window closed. Your mother who is in heaven has been begging to tell you something. This is her final message and you will never hear her again. Open this on November 17th before 11 p.m. And now that she sees from this side of eternity, she understands more than she ever did while on earth. She sees why your voice grew quiet, why you avoided certain conversations, why you built walls you didn't even know how to explain. From where she stands now, nothing about your heart is hidden or misunderstood anymore. She finally sees you without the filters of stress, fear or the worry she carried back then. And what she sees only deepens her love for you. She remembers the days when she wished she could say the right words but didn't know how. She remembers moments when her own pain made her silent. But none of that changed the truth. Your presence was the gentlest part of her life, even when she couldn't say it clearly. She wants to speak now the things her voice couldn't reach before. She wants you to know that from the moment she first held you, her heart stitched itself to yours. Even when her earthly body weakened, even when you weren't in the room, your name lived inside her spirit. And even now, she has not stopped watching over you, she has not stopped praying for you. Every time you felt a sudden warmth or remembered her out of nowhere, that was her spirit brushing against yours, hoping you would feel her near. There is something else she asked me to say, something your heart has been starving to hear. You are not a disappointment, you are not late, you are not forgotten or overlooked. Life tried to make you believe you weren't enough, pain tried to convince you that you lost your chance. But I say differently, I see a plan still moving, still breathing, still waiting for the moment you step into it. Your mother sees it too, and that's why she has been begging to send this message, so you stop believing the lies that tried to bury your light. She sees now how hard you tried, she sees how many nights you pushed yourself through exhaustion because you didn't want to let anyone down, she saw the moments when your hands trembled from carrying too much. And she asked me to restore what life drained out of you, to return the strength, the hope, the spark you thought was gone. Her final message is not just to comfort you, it is to announce a shift over your future. She doesn't want you to just survive anymore, she wants you free, she wants you healed, she wants you walking with a calm you haven't felt in years. You were born with something rare inside you, she knew it before anyone else did, she felt it when she looked at you even as a child. She sensed that your story would carry meaning far beyond the pain you faced. And now I confirm it, you were chosen, not only by her but by me. There are blessings being released because of prayers she whispered with shaking hands and tired eyes. There are dangers you never saw because she stood before me and asked me to shield you. You didn't know it, but storms were calmed because she cried out for you. You may think you're not ready, but I say you are. You may think you don't deserve peace, but I say you do. My hands have never left you, and your mother rests peacefully knowing I am guiding your steps. You are not trapped, you are not abandoned, you are walking into the very breakthrough she hoped heaven would give you. She asked me to wrap you in protection so strong that even the shadows that once scared you would lose their power. There is no darkness louder than my voice. What I am doing for you now cannot be stopped. Your best days are still ahead, nothing you lost is wasted, nothing you regret is beyond repair. Everything your mother hoped to see rise in your life is already unfolding. It may come differently than you imagined, but the destination is the same, toward healing, toward light, toward peace. She would have given anything to hold you again, to tell you these things face to face. But now she watches with joy knowing that even though she cannot come back to you, her love can, her words can, her spirit can. I allowed this moment because your heart needed it more than you realized. Let yourself breathe again, let the heaviness fall off. What once felt heavy will become lighter, what felt broken will find its shape again. This message is not just an ending, this is a beginning. There were things she carried in her heart that she never got to say. Her body grew tired but her love never did. Through me she is finally saying what trembled inside her every time she saw sadness in your eyes, every time you hid your tears, every time you forced yourself to be strong for everyone else while your own heart was shaking. She remembers those nights when sleep wouldn't come, when you whispered her name in your mind wondering if she could still hear you. She could, and she still does. She saw the moments when your breath felt heavy for no reason, when memories of her pulled tears from a place you didn't expect. She never blamed you for anything, not for the misunderstandings, not for the times you withdrew, not for the choices you wish you could redo. She wants you to stop holding yourself hostage to the past. She holds none of it against you. All she carries now is a love deeper, purer and stronger than anything she could have shown on earth. She asked me to tell you this clearly. God says, I see the beauty in their heart now more than ever, I see their courage, I see their kindness. And I want them to know they have always been more than enough. I am giving her words to you exactly as she wanted because her heart deserves to be heard and yours deserves to feel the love you forgot you still had. Her love and my peace are meeting you right now, surrounding you with a warmth meant to lift what has been heavy for far too long. This is a sacred moment where her voice, your tears, and my presence come together so you can finally breathe without pain. The courage rising in you right now, yes, that quiet warmth in your chest is not imagined, it is the same strength your mother prayed for, now awakening like a dawn you didn't know was still possible. You've carried storms inside you for so long that calm almost feels unfamiliar, but this calm is the beginning of restoration. This calm is proof that heaven has shifted something around you. And God says, this is the season where the pieces of your heart begin to fit again, where what once felt shattered will start forming a different kind of wholeness, one built with wisdom, compassion, and unshakable grace. You've believed for so long that you had to be the strong one, the steady one, the one who never fell apart. But even strength needs a place to rest, and this is that place. This is where you finally exhale without fear that everything will collapse. This is where God says, let me hold what held you down. Because you were never designed to be your own savior, you were designed to be loved, to be carried, to be healed in ways the world could never offer. And your mother knows that. She sees how often you doubted yourself, how often you questioned your worth, how many nights you hid your tears because you didn't want to burden anyone. She sees it and she's telling God you deserve gentleness now. She's asking him to replace every heavy thought with a wave of clarity, every sleepless night with quiet grace, every painful memory with the kind of peace that settles deep into the soul. And heaven listens when a mother speaks, especially one who loves you the way she still does. God says, she stands beside his light, not as a memory but as a voice that still intercedes for you. She's whispering, let them feel safe again, let them trust life again, let them rebuild without fear of losing everything. And God is answering by strengthening the very places you thought were beyond repair. The isolation you felt, the emptiness that followed you like a shadow, the numbness you didn't know how to speak about, all of that is starting to loosen its grip, not suddenly, not forcefully but gently in a way that feels almost sacred. You'll notice it in the small things first, the way your thoughts won't spiral as quickly, the way you'll catch yourself breathing deeper, the way a moment of silence won't feel like loneliness but like space to heal. You'll notice it when you remember something about her and instead of pain you feel a soft warmth that reminds you she never really left. Her love didn't end, it transformed, it stretched across heaven so it could reach you exactly where you are. And God says, your story is not dimming, it is turning. Turning toward a chapter she always hoped you would walk into. A chapter where you don't shrink to fit old wounds, a chapter where you allow yourself to become who life once scared you away from being. She sees you stepping into that version of yourself, the one who sets boundaries without guilt, who forgives without losing themselves, who dreams without doubting their own worth. She's cheering for that version of you because she always saw it buried under all the weight you carried. You've spent so much time apologizing for your own hurt, for the days you weren't okay, for the moments you couldn't pretend anymore. But God says, you don't have to apologize for being human, you don't have to apologize for needing time, space, softness. Your mother understands now more than ever, that healing isn't weakness, it's the doorway to becoming who you were meant to be. She wants you to walk through that doorway without hesitation. And you will, because soon you'll feel the shift, subtle but unmistakable. You'll wake up one day and realize the heaviness doesn't feel as permanent, the memories don't sting the same, the future doesn't feel as distant. You'll find yourself wanting more out of life than just surviving each day. And when that moment comes, know this, it's her prayers unfolding, it's God's promise activating, it's the love that shaped you reaching forward to guide you. There are blessings aligning for you right now, that carry her fingerprints. Opportunities, connections, moments of divine timing, none of them accidental. She's seen what you've endured, and she wants to see you receive. Not out of pity, but out of purpose. Out of the belief that your journey still holds beauty, the past could never erase. She wants you to rise, not because you must, but because it's finally time. So breathe, let the healing come without rushing it, let the grief loosen without forcing it, let the peace settle without questioning whether you deserve it. You do, you always did. And as you move forward, you won't be walking with a void behind you, you'll be walking with a presence beside you, quiet, gentle, eternal. A presence that knows your heart because it helped shape it. And she sees you stepping into a future brighter than the pain behind you. A future where you live again, not halfway, but fully, with the same light she always believed would return to your eyes. The love between you and her may have shifted into a different form, but it has never weakened. It has simply moved into a space where it can reach you without limits. And as I continue to speak through the echo of her heart, I want you to understand what she now sees with perfect clarity. She watches you move through life with that quiet bravery, pretending you're fine while your soul is still trying to mend itself. She sees how many nights you sat awake, replaying memories, trying to make sense of moments that still sting. And she wants you to release every burden you've wrapped around your spirit. Not because forgetting is easy, but because healing is holy. She remembers the way you used to look at her when you needed reassurance, and now from where she stands in eternal light, she watches you look toward the world with that same longing. She wants you to know that you don't have to search anymore. The comfort you are craving is already surrounding you. It's in the gentle thoughts that appear out of nowhere, in the sudden warmth that fills your chest when you least expect it. Those moments aren't random, they are reminders sent through my presence, carrying the softness of her love. There were things she wished she could have told you when she was still with you, words that stayed trapped beneath exhaustion, or fear, or the weight of human limits. And now, free from everything that once held her voice back, she is speaking with more honesty than ever before. She wants you to stop punishing yourself for everything you think you didn't do right. She sees now that you were doing your best in ways you didn't even understand. She sees the courage you had, the loyalty you carried, the effort you poured into moments that no one else noticed, and she is filled with pride so deep it radiates through eternity. And I echo her words because they matter. You are more than enough. Your heart, even in its wounded state, holds a goodness that heaven recognizes instantly. Your intentions, your sacrifices, your attempts to love even while hurting, none of it has been overlooked. I crafted you with purpose, with gentleness, with resilience that surprises even you sometimes. You were never created to drown in regret or to shrink beneath fear. You were created to rise, to grow, to walk in light even after seasons that felt like endless night. She has watched you give pieces of yourself to everyone around you, the way you lift others even when you're exhausted, the way you keep showing up even when your own heart is trembling. And while she admires that strength, she wants you to turn that same compassion inward. To treat yourself the way you used to treat her, with patience, with tenderness, with understanding. She wants you to rediscover your own worth, not through achievements or perfection, but through truth. Through the simple fact that you were always someone lovable, someone valuable, someone chosen. And she has been protecting you more than you realize. There were moments when danger brushed past you, when darkness tried to weigh you down, when despair almost swallowed your spirit. You felt a pull, a shift, a sudden peace that made no sense. That was me honoring her prayers, building a shield around you made from the love she carried into eternity. You survived things you didn't even know were threats, you walked away from situations that could have shattered you. You were protected because she asked me to keep you safe, and I listened. Your life has been touched by her even after she stepped into the unseen. When your heart felt strangely comforted in the middle of chaos, when you suddenly gathered strength you didn't know you still had, when a moment of clarity arrived out of nowhere, that was the legacy of her love moving quietly through your soul. You thought she drifted away, when in reality she drew closer, no longer limited by the boundaries of flesh, but connected to you through spirit. She prayed for your peace, she prayed for your joy, she prayed for your healing. And now she is asking me for something even greater, that I restore what was taken from you, that I breathe life back into the dreams you buried, that I place opportunities before you that open not just doors but entire futures. She wants to see your eyes shine again, to see hope crack through the places in you that have been numb. She wants you to rise, not in memory of her, but with her love guiding you forward. And there's something she wants you to hear with a clear heart: she forgives you. Every misunderstanding, every hesitation, every moment you've replayed wishing you could rewrite it, she has released all of it. She hopes you forgive her too, not because she failed you, but because love always seeks completion. She doesn't want any unfinished sorrow between you. She wants your spirit to breathe freely, without carrying the weight of unspoken things. Let the what-ifs dissolve, let the I should have soften, let the past loosen its grip. You cannot alter yesterday, but I can transform its meaning. I can take the pieces of pain and weave them into wisdom, turning grief into grounding, and memories into gentle reminders instead of wounds. Nothing is wasted in my hands. Not your tears, not your questions, not your lonely nights. All of it has been gathered and reshaped into the healing that is happening inside you right now. Her love didn't end, it expanded. And my love for you has remained unchanged from the moment you first took breath. The bond between you and her is not broken, it has simply moved into eternity, where it can finally speak without fear, guide without limit, and stay without ever fading. The words you never managed to speak, the ones that sat heavy in your chest, the ones you wish you could have whispered just one more time, she hears them now. Not as broken sentences, not as regret, but as pure love rising from your spirit to mine. And she receives every bit of it with joy, not sorrow, because from where she stands now there is no barrier, no misunderstanding, no distance left between you. Only truth, only clarity, only love that has been purified by eternity. She wants you to know that nothing you wished you could have said would have changed the way she cherished you. Her spirit rests in the fullness of understanding, and she wants you to rest in it too. There is a softening happening inside you at this very moment, a loosening of the knots that grief tied around your heart. You may feel it like warmth rising in your chest, or a quiet peace settling in the places where pain once lived. That is her, that is me, that is the healing you thought would never come. You've carried so much alone, trying to be strong for everyone, even when you felt like you were unraveling in silence. But now heaven is lifting you, now love is restoring you, and now the weight you once thought was permanent is beginning to release its grip. Your mother is standing in a place where time holds no power and sorrow has no voice. From there she sees the beauty in you without any filter of fear or pain. She sees your loyalty, the tenderness you try to hide, the heart that has always wanted to love without hurting anyone. She sees the quiet sacrifices you never talked about, the nights you pushed through exhaustion, the days you pretended to be fine so no one would worry. She sees it all, and she holds nothing but admiration for you. She wants you to know that not one moment of your love was wasted, not one effort went unseen, not one tear has been forgotten. Comment 2020 if your heart feels this truth settling deeper than words. She is asking me to tell you something she wished she had said more boldly while she was with you. You were my pride, you were my joy, you were my heart walking outside my body. Every failure you think defined you, every mistake you replay, every moment you wish you could redo, none of it changed the way she loved you. And none of it changes the way I love you now. Her love has not faded, it has expanded. It has grown wider, deeper, stronger, freed from pain and carried in the light of my presence. There is a reason this message is reaching you now and not earlier. Your spirit is finally ready to receive what your emotions couldn't hold before. You are at the edge of a new season, one she prayed you would reach. You've walked through shadows so heavy they almost convinced you that light wasn't meant for you. But your mother saw beyond that. She saw the strength beneath your silence, the fight beneath your fatigue, the purpose beneath your pain. And now I'm unveiling what she always hoped would come to pass, a new beginning, a softer path, a future filled with meaning, not shaped by loss but shaped by the love that still surrounds you. She wants you to know that she has forgiven everything, every misunderstanding, every moment you wish had gone differently, every time you were too overwhelmed to be present. She holds no disappointment, no resentment, no lingering ache. Only love, only pride, only gratitude for the life she shared with you, however long or short it may have been. And she wants you to forgive yourself with the same fullness. She wants you to breathe without guilt, to move without fear, to smile without feeling like you're betraying her memory. You are not moving on from her, you are moving forward with her. Comment 3030 if you feel the shift, if something in you knows this is a moment heaven designed just for your heart. Your mother is not distant, she walks in the echoes of your strength, in the quiet moments when you feel peace without knowing why, in the decisions you make with courage you didn't know you still had. She is not lost to you, she has simply stepped into a place where she can love you without limit. And through me her love has become a covering, a shield, a guiding hand shaping the days ahead of you. The days coming will not mirror the days you've survived. There will be new color where life once felt gray, new hope where heaviness settled, new joy that doesn't apologize for existing. Your mother is not asking you to forget her, she is asking you to live in a way that proves her love did not end with her breath. She wants to see you rise, not out of pressure but out of possibility. She wants to see the dreams you buried quietly begin to move again. She wants to see you love without fear, trust without trembling, and walk without the weight of yesterday shadowing every step. The healing beginning inside you now is not temporary, it will unfold slowly, gently, steadily, like sunlight returning after a long night. You may feel memories come back with less sting, laughter come easier, sleep settle deeper. These are signs that heaven is working from the inside out. That the cracks caused by grief are being filled with a peace that doesn't fade. That the love you thought you lost has simply changed form and come back stronger. Comment 50-50 if you feel her presence near you, not as sorrow but as strength. You are not the same person you were when this pain first hit your life, you have grown, you have endured, you have become someone capable of rising again. And she sees that, she celebrates that, she is cheering for you with a joy she never had the fullness to express on earth. Let this moment settle into your spirit, let this peace take root, let this love become the foundation of everything you step into next. You are not walking alone, you never were, and from this moment on you never will. The words you whisper now, whether shaken, silent or tangled with emotion, are carried farther than you realize. Speak them softly if you must, because I hear them fully and I am placing each one gently into her spirit. And the truth she wants you to hold closest is this: she never blamed you. Not for the things left unsaid, not for the moments that slipped away, not for the misunderstandings that life sometimes weaves into relationships. She never wanted you to walk through the years feeling responsible for what you simply didn't know. She wants freedom for you now, the kind she has finally stepped into herself, freedom from guilt, freedom from shame, freedom from the heaviness that has followed you like a shadow. You were never meant to drag sorrow behind you like it was part of your identity. That was never my intention for your life. Her joy is complete where she is, yet she leans forward with longing, waiting for the day your heart tastes peace again. That's why she pleaded for this message to reach you at the right moment, when your spirit was soft enough to receive not just her love but mine. And now that moment is here, and you can feel it like a warmth rising quietly in your chest, like the air around you has settled into something sacred. She knows about the hidden grief, the kind you tucked away so consistently that even you forgot how much space it took inside you. Those silent aches, the ones that made celebrations feel dimmer, the ones that turned holidays into tests of strength, the ones that made simple days unexpectedly heavy. I am stepping into all of that now, not with a temporary comfort but with a restoration that sinks deep. The type that turns wounds into wisdom and heaviness into holy ground. You have never been weak for feeling this deeply, you have never been broken for missing her the way your heart does. You were loving, you were human, and you were hers, and she understands more now than she ever could on earth. She wants you to treat yourself with the same tenderness you once tried to show her on the days she struggled. She wants you to breathe without apologizing for it, laugh without feeling like you're betraying something, cry without thinking you need permission, and rise whenever your heart finds the strength. And so I am giving her words to you exactly as she hoped. I never stopped loving you, not for a moment, not during the distance, not during the silence, not during the times we misunderstood each other. My love held steady, and now it holds forever. She sees the road ahead of you, the blessings forming like dawn on your horizon, and it fills her with a joy that makes heaven brighter. Her message was never about goodbye, it was always about reminding you that your story is still unfolding, that beauty is still written into your future, that your steps still carry purpose guided by my hand. And when signs appear, the familiar scent that shows up out of nowhere, the phrase you hear that sounds like her voice, the calm that wraps around you when you weren't searching for it. That's her nearness, that's our connection, that's the love that didn't die with her last breath but transformed into something eternal. When those moments come, don't push them aside, let them be reminders that she is not lost, she is alive in a way that earth could never contain. The greatest honor you can give her is to live the way she prayed you would, not perfect but present, not unscarred but rising, not guarded but open to love again. She doesn't want your world to shrink around your grief, she wants it to expand around your healing. So let this be the place where peace finally settles into your bones, where grief steps back far enough for joy to breathe again, where you stop surviving and begin living with intention. She is watching you now, not with sorrow but with a glow of anticipation. Because she sees what I am preparing for you, the healing that is already unfolding, the strength you're stepping into, the peace settling into places that have been empty for too long. She sees the path I've been clearing for you, the one you couldn't see through the tears. And she told me one more thing, something she prayed you would believe. Tell them I'm proud of them, tell them I see their growth, tell them I am cheering for them. And so I tell you now, because you deserve to hear what has been withheld too often. Your strength is not small, your endurance is not invisible. You have carried more than many would ever recognize, and yet you stand here still reaching, still hoping, still moving. That is a victory heaven celebrates. You've wondered if anyone truly sees you, you've asked quietly if I was still there. And my answer has never changed. I was with you in the room where tears fell silently, I was with you the day you said your final goodbye, I was with you during the nights when sleep avoided you and the mornings when your chest felt hollow. I held you when you held her hand for the last time, and I welcomed her when her spirit stepped into my arms. You have not spent one moment abandoned, not then, not now. Where she stands today there is no ache in her body and no heaviness in her mind. She sees you with a clarity she never had on earth. She sees how I've carried you through every valley, how I've guarded your heart when it felt fragile, how I've protected your spirit when grief tried to break it. And she sees something else, something that makes her lift her hands in joy. She sees that everything she prayed for you is beginning to rise like new life in spring. And you will feel it soon, the shift, the lightness, the forward pull of healing that refuses to let sorrow write the rest of your story. You are still connected by a thread stronger than death, stronger than time, stronger than memory. A thread woven by love, held by heaven and blessed by her presence. She has been preparing your spirit for this moment long before you realized something inside you was shifting. Every quiet night where your chest felt heavy, every morning where you woke up with a question instead of strength, she stood beside you in ways you couldn't yet understand. And now as the veil between memory and eternity thins, she is finally able to show you the truth you carried without knowing. You were never grieving alone, you were never walking through the emptiness without her presence brushing against your soul. There is a softening happening inside you now, a release you didn't imagine possible. The tears you held back for years are beginning to lose their sting. The moments that once reopened old wounds are now being wrapped in warmth. This is not accidental. This is the healing she prayed for in her final breath, the healing I promised to finish in you. She wants you to know that nothing about your love for her was incomplete. Nothing about your bond was broken, even the silence between you held meaning, even the distance carried devotion. She stands in a place where truth is no longer hidden, where love is fully understood, where regret cannot exist. And from that place she watches you with a tenderness that human words can only try to explain. She sees how hard you've tried to hold yourself together. She sees the strength you showed even when no one else was around to notice. And she wants you to stop believing that your healing is disloyalty. You do not honor her by suffering, you honor her by living. Let your heart feel that, let your spirit absorb it. This is why she asked me to speak now, so the weight you've been carrying for years would finally loosen its grip. You have punished yourself quietly for far too long. You have replayed moments, questioned decisions, wondered if you did enough. And she is pleading from eternity, tell them they did, tell them they did more than they know. You loved her in ways that reached beyond words, and now she loves you in ways that reach beyond worlds. You are stepping into a season where the memories that once made you crumble will begin to make you rise, not because the pain didn't matter but because it has been transformed. There will come a morning where you will wake up and feel a calm you can't explain, a day where the ache in your chest lifts, not all at once but gently like sunlight warming a cold room. On that day know this, she is smiling, she is celebrating, she is whispering, they made it, they're healing. Your soul is expanding now, stretching into places it once feared. You are learning to breathe again without guilt, to hope again without hesitation, to open your hands without worrying what might slip away. And she is right there watching with the same pride she carried when she first held you in her arms. She knows the battles you survived that no one else saw, she knows the nights you pretended to be strong for others while you prayed for strength you didn't feel. And she is telling me to say this, tell them I see their courage, tell them they are stronger than they realize. Even the quiet moments where you looked up and wondered if she could still hear you, those were the moments she stood closest. When you whispered her name into the darkness, heaven carried your voice straight to her. When you asked for a sign, the breeze shifted because she touched it. When you felt peace without knowing why, it was the echo of her spirit brushing past your heart. And now I am taking you deeper, I am guiding you into a place where grief no longer overshadows gratitude. Where sorrow no longer steals your breath, where her love is no longer a reminder of what you lost but a reminder of what still surrounds you. This is the transformation she prayed for, the restoration she longed for, the promise I am fulfilling in you now. You will begin to feel lighter in the days ahead, not because the past disappears but because love is rewriting the weight of it. You will begin to trust joy again, you will begin to expect good things again, you will begin to believe that life still has chapters worth opening. And every step you take toward that newness will be held, guided, and celebrated from heaven and from me. Comment 444 if your heart feels this shift, if something inside you is finally loosening, if you know this message was meant for your spirit in this exact moment.